The destiny swap failed. It has fell to the ground. Those who have tried to destiny swap with you has not succeeded, okay? A lot of people have been talking about destiny swapping a lot lately. And, I've been hearing mixed things about destiny swapping. I've been hearing people say that destiny swapping is not a real thing. But I'm here to let you know that destiny swapping is very real, okay? Ever since I was a little girl, I was always hearing stories about destiny swapping, okay? Before it was labeled destiny swapping. Growing up in a Caribbean household, and some of you probably can relate, I've always heard stories about witchcraft and voodoo, people exchanging identities and people doing dark magic on somebody because they don't want to see that person succeed. So I would always hear these stories as a little girl, and, as a child, I don't understand, what's being said, but I know that hearing those stories made me scared because I'm like, what? How can this, be possible? How can somebody put witchcraft on somebody and exchange destinies? Like, how is that even possible? But now, as an adult, I fully understand now. I understand spiritual things now. So, destiny swapping is very real. It doesn't have to be this whole ritual that has to happen before, it takes place. Destiny swapping can be as simple as a person who is highly envious of another person, or somebody who has some deep-rooted hatred towards another person, or some type of sick obsession, right, over somebody else, and they want to take that person's blessings, they want to take that person's identity and put it on, right, and live that person's life in hopes of taking what belongs to that person. It's very real. You can even look at the story of Jacob and Esau, right? I believe in Genesis 27, Jacob pretended to be Esau because he wanted Esau's blessings, okay? And you can read about that yourself, but that's pretty much destiny swapping, right? You're pretending to be somebody that you're not. You're manipulating and lying to people about who you are, right? And Jacob lied to his father about who he was. He pretended to be Esau because he knew his father had a blessing waiting for Esau, and he wanted to snatch that away from him, okay? By pretending to be him, by being somebody that he wasn't, okay? That is a form of destiny swapping. Like I mentioned, it doesn't have to be like this whole big ritual that has to happen. Granted, there are some people who, they do their witchcraft stuff on somebody because, they want to take something that belongs to somebody else. But it could just be as simple as a person who has envy in their heart towards you, a person who's operating out of some sick obsession over you, and they want to derail you from reaching your destiny. There's a lot of people out here who are destiny swapping and who may be trying to destiny swap with you, okay? And I want you to pay attention to the signs that will let you know that there's a possibility that this person in your life could be trying to destiny swap with you. So let me give a personal example, okay? So one time I was building a friendship with another woman, and I'm like, she's real cool. Like, everything is going good, vibing, everything is cool. And then over time, I just started noticing some things about her that made me go, okay, let me take some mental notes, okay? Let me lock it up here. Let me pay attention to the patterns, okay? Pattern recognition skills is a must. I started, noticing some things about her. I started paying attention to some of the comments she would make towards me. One of the main things that made my radar go off was how she would look at me at times. And that's something I do not mess with, right? The evil eyes, and I've talked about this before, it's like a death stare. It's like a hatred stare, right? And sometimes people will give you that stare when they think that you're not looking at them. I can feel that stare even if my back is facing you, right? Like, I sense it, I can feel it. It's almost as if I have eyes behind my head. Like, I know when somebody's looking at me like that, even if they're across the room. Right. And I've caught this individual literally from across the room looking at me like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like, okay, she's giving me that evil eye. Let me lock that up here. OK, Move wisely, move accordingly. So I started noticing those stares. Okay, the evil stare, the long stare. And some people don't even know that they're doing that, right? Like the jealousy, the hatred, or whatever negative feeling that they have towards you, it just takes over them. So sometimes they don't know that they're looking at you like that. That's why when you catch them looking at you, it's like they snap out of it. It's like, oh, like I gotta snap back to reality. Like, oh, okay. So I caught her looking at me like that a couple of times. So I'm like, oh, dang, like you too? I'm like, man, not you. That's the unfortunate thing, because it's like, man, sometimes you feel like a person is genuine and then the Holy Spirit reveals something to you and you're like, dang, like you one of those people. I thought you were cool, right? But hey, thank goodness that the Holy Spirit reveals certain things to you sooner than later, right? So I took a mental note of that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just keep our conversations very short and simple. And I noticed that she was dealing with the spirit of rejection. One thing I noticed that she would always do is flood me with compliments. Now, if some of you don't know, especially some of you young ladies who may be watching this is a tactic that women use when they feel like they want to get close to you, or they use compliments as a way to try to build a friendship with you. Women will shower women with compliments even when it's not genuine, because they feel like, oh, let me just tell her she looks good. Let me just compliment her on her outfit. Let me just tell her her hair looks nice. And that is going to make me look friendly. That is going to make me come off as nice, right? Even when I'm not being, genuine. And that is their way to find an opening into your life, right? Or to try to build a friendship with you. Because in their mind, they're thinking, well, I gave you a compliment, right? I'm a nice person, right? I complimented you. I told you were beautiful. I told you your shoes look great, right? So therefore, we're friends now. It's like, no, nah, absolutely not, right? So I would pick up on that. I know when a compliment is genuine, and I know when you're forcing it. I know when you're just trying to, fake being nice, okay? And she would do this. So there was a gentleman that had an interest in me, okay? The feelings were not mutual. I had no interest in this guy at all. A lot of our mutual friends knew that, I guess, this guy was trying to pursue me in some type of way, but the feelings were not mutual at all. I was not into him. The conversations between him and I, on my part, were just friendly conversations. Like, that's it for me. Like, I'm not trying to get to know you. I'm not interested. I ain't trying to date you. I ain't trying to marry you. Like, none of that. And when she saw that he had a serious interest in me, all of a sudden now, she had an interest in him, right? But she doesn't know that I'm not interested in him. She just knows that he's interested in me. So she thinks that something is going to come out of this between him and I. Like, something's going to happen. Like, we're going to start dating and then get married, right? But little did she know that I have absolutely no interest in this guy. This is what happens when envy warps your mind, right? You just start thinking a bunch of stuff that doesn't exist. So I noticed that she started to dress like me. She started to change her style. And the thing is, like, I love when people feel like I'm dumb. I love it. I love when people feel like Val is just a pretty face and she's stupid. Like, I love it. Please think I'm dumb. Please think I'm dumb, because I'm real, like, chill in real life. I'm real laid back. I don't say much. I'm observant. I'm watching. So you think I don't know what's going on. You think I don't know what you're doing. You think I don't see how you're moving. I see it all. And I'm not going to say anything, because I know God will reveal everything to me. And before I jump ahead of myself, God also gave me a dream about her to confirm what she was doing. I'll get to that in a minute, okay? So I noticed she started to dress like me. And I peeped. I'm like, Okay, so you're in a secret competition with me. Okay, you're starting to dress like me because you want his attention. All right. Okay. And there was one time where there was a gathering, and he was there, she was there, and when the event was over, I'm walking past them, they're having a conversation, and I walk past them, right? I don't say anything because I don't want to interrupt them, and I can see him from my peripheral looking at me, staring at me down, right? You know how some men are, it's like they want you to make eye contact with them, it's like they want you to notice them. I'm the wrong person to do that with. Like, you don't exist. I'm focused, so I'm walking straight. I'm like, I see y'all from my peripheral. I'm gonna go where I need to go, okay? And I can see her getting mad because she's having a conversation with him. They're having a conversation, but he's looking at me. I can't help that. I can't control if somebody finds me attractive. That is out of my control, okay? So I just, left and went home. So she started this secret competition with me, right? This one-sided secret competition where she felt like she had to compete with me for his attention. And in my mind, I kind of felt bad for her because I'm like, man, like, you're dealing with some serious rejection issues. Like, you don't know who you are. You have low self-esteem, and you would rather compete with me instead of building a friendship with me because you want male approval. You want male validation. You don't know who you are, and you feel like you have to copy me to get the results that you think I'm getting, or to get male attention, or to get male validation. Like, I don't know. Like, you feel like you got to dress like me so men can notice you. Like, the thing is, some women think that because they're male-centered, that every woman must be male-centered too, right? So it's like projection. Oh, you dress nice, so you must be doing it to get a man. It's like, no, I like to look good for me. This is not for validation. This is not for attention. You do it for attention. You think I'm doing it for attention because that's what you're doing, because that's what you would do for male validation, right? So again, it's projection. She's acting this way and she feels like she has to compete with me because of her own insecurities, right? And she's projecting that onto me. You can copy somebody's style, you can copy how somebody does their hair, but you can never copy somebody's aura. You can't copy somebody's energy. You can't mimic that. That's not something you can copy. You got to develop your own personality. Like I always tell women, right? Develop your own identity. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by another woman or influenced by another woman, but to want to be exactly like somebody else, that is an obsession, okay? And destiny swapping comes from obsession. That's what it is. It's obsession, it's rooted in envy, it's rooted in jealousy. And I noticed that about this specific woman. So she thought that things were going to get serious between him and I, right? Little did she know that there's nothing there. Like, nothing going on between him and I. But again, this is what happens when you're so obsessed. This is what happens when you're so insecure and you have envy, right? You just start making stuff up in your mind, okay? Which is very dangerous. This is why the Bible tells you to cast down imaginations. So she thinks that, oh, like, if things get serious, they're going to get married, and, she's going to get married before me. I can't let this happen. So she started using her tactics to try to come in between of something that she thought was there, right? There was nothing there. She thought there was something there, but there was nothing. There was nothing. So it's like, you're doing all of this for what? You're competing with me for nothing. And this is why people who are in secret competition with people will always lose. You did all of that for nothing. You got nothing out of that. The secret competition with me, the trying to dress like me, trying to look like me, for what? For a man? For a man that gave you no type of time, just for that same man to not show any type of interest in you. None at all. You did all of that to get his validation, to get his attention, to try to come in between something that you thought was there between him and I, just for him to move on with his life and get married and start having children. Like, he moved on with his life. Okay? And you're still here. You're still here. You're still insecure. You got nothing out of it. Trying to destiny swap with somebody and you got nothing out of it. Let me try to be like Val. And, you know, I see men calling her beautiful. I see men giving her compliments. It's like, listen, that's not in my control. I don't tell people to do that. I don't tell men what to say. If they say it, if they give me a compliment, cool. Thank you. I keep it pushing. Like, that's not in my control. I can't control that. I don't leave the house looking for attention. I don't leave the house looking for validation from anybody. And anybody who knows me can vouch for me and say, Val is not the type of person that is looking for attention at all. Like, when I tell you most things, I do not care about. I don't. Because I'm in my own world. I'm in my own little bubble. I do not care. Like, I really don't. I don't care for attention. I don't care for validation. That stuff does not help me sleep at night. It does absolutely nothing for me. But there are some women where it's like, that's what they crave. That's what they want so much, right? So, you know, God eventually confirmed what I saw and what I discerned about this woman, right? So God showed me in a dream that she was, in fact, trying to hook up with him. So God showed me him and her in a hotel room and that she was trying to hook up with him. Okay. They didn't do anything in the dream, but it was just a very quick dream where I saw him and her in a hotel and she was pursuing him. So when I had that dream, I'm like, okay, that's confirmation that what I discerned about her is true and that she's in fact trying to pursue this guy because she thinks that there's something between him and I. And she wants to put a stop to that. Okay. She wants to try to destiny swap with me because she thinks that there's something going on between him and I. She thinks that him and I are going to start dating and then we're going to get married. And, you know, she didn't want that to happen. And it's not that that was going to happen anyways, because there was nothing going on between him and I. But it's just the fact that that's what she had in her mind. That's what she thought, something that she created in her head, right? This is why the mind is a very dangerous place at times, because it can create lies, it can create fantasies, it can create things that are not real. It can tell you things that are false about somebody else. So, you know, the destiny swap failed, okay? Some of you may have people in your life where they tried to destiny swap with you and they wanted to take your identity. They are identity thieves. Okay, and I talked about this before. A lot of people who watch you closely, you know, the monitoring spirits, a lot of them, they just want to know information about you because they want to destiny swap with you. They want to take your position. They want to try to derail you from reaching your purpose and reaching your destiny. Okay, so you got to be very careful with information that you share with people. And this is why I say all the time, stop oversharing. Everybody's not genuine when they're asking you certain questions. Stop telling people all of your business, okay? Keep certain things to yourself. You don't have to share everything, okay? We're living in a time where it just seems like people just have an agenda. Like, people have a motive. A lot of people are just thinking about themselves and what they can get, right? So, you know, just move wisely, use discernment. And, you know, this is not to say not to build friendships, because I think community is important, but just use discernment and pay attention to the signs. Don't ignore it. I'm always telling y'all, when people show you their true colors, please believe them. Please believe them. I no longer talk to this person. There were too many signs there. And I started telling people around me too, because I'm like, yo, I know I'm not tripping. Okay. I started telling them like, hey, be careful around this person. Maybe this person is just this way towards me and maybe not you. But I started telling them that, hey, you know, I just don't like how she look at me at times, because every time I walk into a room, the first thing she does is look at my feet and scope me up and down. I'm like, I don't like that. As soon as I walk into a room, it's like, oop, it's like up and down, up and down. She got to see what I got on my feet. She got to scope my hair, scope what outfit I got on. It's like, golly, can I walk into a room? Can I breathe? Like, you just scoping me up and down. And I was just like, you know what? And I can feel, you know, people's, I guess you can say, energy. Okay. And when I say energy, please don't think I'm talking about New Age. Okay. This is a faith-based channel. We love Jesus. Okay. But I'm sensitive to that. Like, I'm sensitive to certain spirits. I'm sensitive to just energy, right? And I can feel it very deeply. So when I sense something is off, I take note of that, okay? Because my discernment has yet to feel me. I don't ignore that feeling. It's like a alarm that sets off in my body where it's like, alert, alert, alert. Whatever the Holy Spirit tells me about a specific person, I listen. As you should. You should listen to it. Okay? So, listen. Beware of the people who are trying to destiny swap with you. And ladies, I want y'all to use y'all discernment. Men too. But I always like to reiterate to the women that, you know, use your discernment, especially when it comes to other women. And that's something I say all the time, because women tend to give women passes a lot. A lot. Okay? And this is not to say you can't give people grace. This is not to say that you can't forgive people. But if a person is showing you things like they're a witch, they're a full-blown demon, they have hatred in their heart towards you, they're a narcissist, or they're obsessed with you, or they're envious of you, or they're in some secret competition with you, don't take it lightly. If you got to block their phone number, then block them. If you got to block them on social media, then block them. So hopefully this video was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it useful, and I will see you guys in the next video.